draw phase?
Yeah, look, it's an outstanding draw, an outstanding result for our football club and for our fans. Really is just reward, I think, for them showing up here at Adelaide Oval in such numbers, for the viewership numbers on TV, and ultimately for the team who've played a really entertaining and attacking brand of footy that's been rewarded by the AFL. And they've always said that they would reward those factors and give you marquee slots in return, and they've done that, and look, we're absolutely wrapped.
What excites you most? Is it the marquee slots?
Look, there's a little bit of everything, but certainly having 4 Friday nights and a Thursday night here is exceptional, quite extraordinary, really. So that's great for the club. It's great commercially for the club. I think it's just reward for our fans. We're going to have 8 night games here at Adelaide Oval, which again adds to the atmosphere and enjoyment. So there's a little bit for everyone, but look, outstanding overall.
Is this a record for the Adelaide Football Club to have this many night games?
Yeah, I certainly can't think, I haven't gone back far enough to see a year where we've had more. So look, these marquee slots are coveted within the AFL. It means you've got millions more people watching you over the course of a season. It puts you on the national stage as a football club. It's great in terms of generating growth and interest in your football club. So look, we're apt to be rewarded, and a lot of effort's gone into it. It's really a big thanks to our fans, both who attend here at Adelaide Oval or watch on TV, and to Pikey and Tex and the boys who have gone out last year and played an attacking brand of footy, an entertaining style of footy that the broadcasters love and the AFL loves.
Was that something you sought, Andrew, or what did you have as your number one sort of priority on the wish list?
In terms of the fixture?
Yeah.
Look, we had a number of requests. Obviously, having some of the marquee slots was a key part of that. We thought that we should be rewarded, and we made that clear in our fixture request, and we called on the AFL to live up to to what they said they would do if you tick those boxes for them, and said to their credit they've rewarded us. Indigenous round was also important to us. We've invested a lot into that over the recent years. To have a Saturday night here against Fremantle will enable us to have another wonderful celebration of the contribution that our Indigenous players have provided to the game, both now and in years past. And then look, a balance of time slots as well. So look, overall, we're really, really happy.
7 6-day breaks, I think, from a playing side. That makes it hard, but Don Pike and the guys just have to get them up for those challenges, I suppose.
Yeah, I think people focus on the 6-day breaks, but I think there's 3 or 4 or 5 teams who've got more 6-day breaks than we do. It's the same number as we had last year. We've got an outstanding high performance team will ensure the guys are really well prepared for each game that they get into. So look, it's not a concern.
I have to ask you about Michael Barlow. A lot's been spoken about him. Is he someone the club is looking at or will look at in coming days, or have done already?
Yeah, look, the list management guys are obviously working through all of that at the moment. It'd be inappropriate for me to start commenting on individual players, mate.
Are you happy with the trade period?
Well, yeah, look, the trade period was meant to be a quiet one for us. So we went into it in the months leading up. We were really just heading to the draft. Obviously, if there was an A-grade midfielder, an elite midfielder who was looking to come to South Australia, we wanted to pursue that aggressively. We went through that process. There was one. That player only became evident the 11th hour just before trade period in Bryce Gibbs, and we pursued it aggressively. And we went as far as we were willing to go, and if I had my time again, we wouldn't be offering any more. It was just a deal that couldn't be done. He's a required player of the Carlton Football Club, and we respect their decision to not take what was on offer.
How close did he come to being an Adelaide player?
Oh, you'd have to ask Carlton that. But look, we put on the table what we thought was a really aggressive offer. I think recognised throughout the industry as being more than fair. Recognised by Bryce's own management as being more than fair. But again, respect Carlton's decision. He's a required player. He was in contract, and they had no requirement to trade with us.
Should you have had a plan B in the case that obviously the deal didn't get off the ground as happened?
Mate, as I said, we went into the period actually just expecting to be pretty quiet. In fact, going to the draft. So our plan A was to go to the draft, except if there was an elite midfielder, an offer that we could get to South Australia, and that's not something that takes place during. Those discussions don't take place during trade period. Those discussions take place over the preceding 12 months, which led us to our decision to go to the draft. Obviously, there was a slight change at the 11th hour, given Bryce's announced intentions to return back to South Australia. But ultimately, once that couldn't be completed, we went back to what was our original plan, which was to go to the draft.
So with Barlow, you can't comment any
No, I'm just not going to comment through individual players, mate. So we'll start with one and finish with 3 or 4 others. But the list management guys are obviously working hard to ensure that we've got a balanced list. They've got a bunch of decisions to make in the coming days, and they'll work through that diligently.
There's a bit of 6-day breaks. Was the one against Melbourne when we got them in Darwin and we played Geelong here 6 days later? Was that any sort of issue for the club?
No, I think you'll find that Geelong are coming off a 6-day break as well, so into that game. So again, you've got to actually look behind the 6-day breaks to look at some of the detail. I think there's 3 games where the other team's off a 6-day break as well, and the game against Geelong's one of those. I think if you actually go through the fixture as I was just doing, I think we play more teams who are coming off a day less than we play the other way around. So I think it probably works in our favour when you go through the draw in some detail.
And obviously, last year you copped what we thought was a brutal draw, especially in the first 8 rounds. This year it seems much kinder. Forgetting your glamour night games and that, teams you play, do you feel like you've got a much better draw this year? Or is it dangerous to look at those scenarios?
Oh, Andrew, I think you know that I think it's probably foolish of us to start commenting on whether it's a tough draw or a soft draw. I think last season demonstrated that. Look, in a few months, and as we enter each game, I think we'll have a better idea as to which games are going to be tougher. But it's a balanced fixture. I don't think we could label it one way or the other right now.
I think you've got a game in almost every state apart from New South Wales. I reckon Source Jacobs just tweeted. Do you look forward to taking the Crows game to that many places, or would you rather not have to travel so much all over the country?
No, look, it's great that we've got a big supporter base, and wherever we go, we're well supported. So we like to be able to get around a little bit, and look, it's also the nature of the fixture as well. We expect that we're going to go to Tasmania every few years to play the Hawthorn or North Melbourne, and obviously it'll be a good experience and good for our travelling fans as well. I think there'll be plenty of Crows people on flights to Tasmania for that game, and obviously we've got a game up in Darwin as well, so it's quite an historic fixture for us. I don't think we've played an AFL game there previously. It's great for us, given we've got a partnership with AFL NT for our women's team. We're doing a lot of work in the Central Corridor, so it works in really well for us as a footy club. So look, I said overall, it's a fixture that I think almost by any measure is an outstanding one for the footy club.
Was there any aspects of the draw that could have been improved on?
Look, a fixture's never perfect, and if I could design one just for us, then it might have looked a little bit different, but I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have worked for the AFL. So, no, look, I said overall just a great fixture.
Happy with the bye staying, thanks?
Yeah, I'm happy, and particularly happy given we play West Coast in the final round. So, look, we've only got one trip to Western Australia. It's in the final week of the home and away season, and we're followed by a break, so it actually works out pretty well for us.